Am I the only one that tries to play games in October just for the heck of it? Just to make myself feel more into the Halloween spirit? More than often, I find myself searching just for the right games just to put myself in that mood. And now, I put together 10 games just to help you out to get inside of that October mood. Now, none of these are in order, so we're just going to start off right off the back with the first one, Outlast. Now, Outlast is a very great game overall. You play as a reporter sent to an abandoned asylum to investigate why it basically went off the radar. Now, I still wonder why the main protagonist chose to check it out in midnight while it was raining, but anywho, you are greeted with death-driven insane people whose main goal is to basically kill you. But you know, it's a really good game. Get through the asylum. Very scary game. Next up, Dead by Daylight. Now, unlike Outlast, this October game is actually multiplayer. You can either play as a predator or basically the prey. You know, you choose between your iconic characters from your favorite horror games down to Michael Myers, Leatherface, Laurie Strode, or even Freddy Krueger. Now, your goal is to escape the map that you spawned on along with your teammates. You know, there's going to be five versus 1, basically 5 prey, 1 predator. So yeah, it's a pretty good game. You should check it out. Which brings me to, of course, the one and only Fortnite. Now, this game is a given, of course. You know, I don't really need to say much about this game. Everyone knows what Fortnite is. You know, but it does have great updates for October, down to, you know, the skeleton skin that they give you here, and also just adjusting the map to just the October feel. And I just think they did a really good job of doing that. Now, next up, this game isn't that scary. It's more of a fun game than anything. Killing Floor 2. Now, when I first got this game on PS4, I really thought this was like the coolest game ever, you know, down to the slow-mo kills, and you know, the maps that they had were ridiculous. You know, you had a team of 5 fighting waves of monsters. I don't know what you call them. You call them I don't know what you call them, but you fight you know, these monsters you know, until you die, basically, until you know, you die or you reach that goal and you beat the last boss or whatever. But what really made this game click for me was the October updates. You know, it really changed down to the characters that you were fighting. You know, they changed into like, you know, an October feel to it, which I really liked. I like that they did that. I mean, I don't know what it is. It just made the game 10 times more better. But if you're looking for an offline story-driven game, you know, a story-driven horror game, you gotta check out Until Dawn if you haven't already. Now, it is a typical horror story plot. A group of teenagers travel into an abandoned cabin, or I wouldn't say an abandoned cabin. One of the protagonists, you know, his family owned it or whatever. So they travel to this cabin, and basically they're getting hunted by... I don't really want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil the story, but you know, they're getting hunted, and you really got to make sure what you do in this game, because your decisions can mean everything. You can die, you know, at the beginning of the game, or you can die, you know, at the end of the game. Yeah, so the decision making really, you know, that's up to you if you want to, you know, survive the game or, you know, die the game. Plus, this is a really good game to play with the family and have everyone have an option. Hey, go here, do this, do that, do that. So it's a really good game for that as well. Another story-driven game, Alien Isolation. Now, I know this is more of a sci-fi type game, but it still scratches that itch of fear that any other horror game will deliver. I mean, at least it does for me. You know, and that's one of the reasons why I made the list. You play as a first-person perspective. The main objective is to escape the ship without getting seen by this huge alien. And basically, this alien can like hop through vents and crawl on the walls and the ceiling and stuff like that. But the issue is you can't kill it. That's the only issue that we have here. You can't kill it. They'll basically, you know, your main goal is to run. You can scare it off with like a little flamethrower or a flare gun or whatever you have, you know, in your arsenal at the time. But, you know, unfortunately you can't kill it, but it's a really good game. You should check it out. Now the next one is also a given. It made the list, of course, Friday the 13th. Now if you haven't looked into this game by now, you should. It's kind of the same objective as Dead by Daylight. You need to escape Camp Crystal Lake without getting killed, of course. You need to gather things such as gas, keys, you get a getaway car and basically all of you leave. When it comes down to like weapons and things like that, you'll find that on the map as well, down to baseball bats, guns, crowbars, basically whatever you need. Again, really good game. I put in tons of hours into this, so it's worth the money. You should check it out. Now we have Mortal Kombat. Now I know this game is nowhere close to being scary, given anything by any standards, but it made the list due to Jason being on it. I thought that was really cool. Good idea they brung him onto the arsenal of Mortal Kombat. He's a really good fighter, a little bit slow, but he's strong. The fatalities is what really brung it to the list. So it's not necessarily a scary game, but it does put you in that feel of October. So if you don't have it, if you do have it, reinstall it. It's a really good game. Now the next game did not come out yet. Okay, it did not come out yet. I don't know the release date, but hopefully we can get that release date pretty soon. It's called Last Year. Now this game looks kind of like Friday the 13th, but in a first-person perspective mode. It seems like it's a 5v1 as well. The tone I think is around 1980s, I believe, and basically you play as a group of teenagers that are in, I believe, their school or maybe an abandoned school, and you're trying to escape, and run away from these other predators, these killers that's trying to kill you. So I thought that was a really good idea. Looks great. The graphics are out of this world, and I cannot wait to play it. Now the last one on the list, gotta make the list, Outlast 2, and this is just my personal favorite. Of course the sequel to Outlast 1. Now it makes the list because it is the scariest game I have ever played, and I've played a lot of games. Now once again, you play as a reporter. Don't ask why. And you guessed it, you try to investigate something in the middle of the night. Now this time is going to be more blood than before, more chasing than before, more scarier than before, basically more everything. It's so darn scary, I think. But what really brings in the fear for this game is you can't do anything. You literally have to run. Your weapon is your feet. You have to run. But I swear the fear would completely go away if I found a pistol in this game and I can just use it that way. But unfortunately you cannot. I don't really want to get into the story and spoil it with you, but it has something to do with a child and an abortion, believe it or not. But yeah, it's a really good game. I highly recommend that you check this one out. If you don't have, if you're confused about the list, the last one, Outlast 2, will most definitely put you in that feel of October. But yeah, if you like the video, like it, comment, subscribe, do what you need to do. I will see you in the next video. Also, I'm gonna try to start uploading a little bit more frequently throughout the week. I'm thinking around Wednesday and Friday. So be looking out for that. Once again, subscribe if you like the channel, and I'll see you next video.